Hello. In this video, we're going to wrap up the Raindrop wall art shelf. And so we'll actually cover how the assembly process comes together, as well as maybe some methods and tips and tricks on hanging it on the wall. But we'll also break down everything that was used to make this project, including software, cutters and tooling, what machine and features, specifically fixturing and how to hold down parts. So all of that we'll cover in this video. So come with me and let's go walk through how to put this project together. Now these are all the parts that we've produced for the Raindrop wall art shelf. To use these for the finished project, I would still need to sand and finish all the parts. But these will work perfectly on demonstrating how the parts interact with one another. I'm going to demonstrate this on a tabletop surface. That way I don't have to fight against gravity as we're lining everything up. Now the wave ripple side of the shelf is the top surface. So if we stand this up vertical and I take one of the large raindrops, we're going to slide this from the bottom going up until it makes contact with the shelf. Now I prefer to back it off just a small amount so that there's a small clearance between the raindrop and the shelf, but you can see that they have to overlap to give us this visual effect. The rest of the raindrops can be placed wherever you think is best. For example, here I'm placing the large raindrop just above the ripple as if it's about to make contact with the water, and the two small drops I'm placing here to give me a splash effect. When it comes to mounting these in place, there are a couple of methods. For the smaller parts, I like to use an adhesive or sticky pad of some kind. This could be the double-sided sticky pads that you see here. You can get creative with that process. For the larger parts, I like to have some type of mounting pin. So on the shelf, we cut off the heads of some nails and we line drilled some holes just oversized, and then we glued those nails into those holes instead of trying to press fit them into place. For the large raindrops, we used a finish pin nailer. To make it so the nails are sticking out of the back side, you can go from the front face of those raindrops and just pin it right to the wall. Here though, we actually put a spacer between the finish nailer and the back of the part so that when we shot it in place, it just stuck out. Now all those pins can be used to press it into place in the drywall, and we have ourselves a beautiful wall art display. The last thing I want to cover in this video is what was used to produce this project. The software, the tooling, the machine, the features, the hold-down fixtures, everything that was used. And so let's start with the software. Every single component was designed and toolpathed in Maverick's Aspire CAD/CAM software. Maverick is by far one of our favorite CAD/CAM software packages to use, and its CAD/CAM features allows legacy CNC users to maximize their CNC capabilities for all three workstations, including the horizontal and vertical workstations, and a few capabilities in the turning workstation. And I recommend checking out that software at Maverick.com. When it comes to tooling, there were 3 cutters used in total to produce this entire project. And they are a 1/2 inch extended core box, a 1/4 inch down spiral, and an 1/8 inch tapered ball nose cutter. Now all of these tools you can get from different cutter manufacturers. I specifically got the 1/2 inch extended core box and the 1/4 inch down spiral cutter from Magnate.net and the tapered ball cutter from PreciseBits.com. In all of the cutting demonstrations to produce this project, we used Legacy's Maverick 4x4 CNC system. Now this can be done on any CNC system that has a horizontal work surface. However, we did use a couple of features and specific fixtures to make the job even easier. For example, on our horizontal work surface for the Legacy tables, we switched it over from a vacuum table to a T-slot table so that we could easily incorporate those low pro clamps to hold down our parts for single-sided and double-sided components. The Maverick 4x4 that was used in the videos also had an auto tool change feature, which was really handy for this project because every single program required multiple cutters. And so it made it possible to start the program, walk away to perform other tasks, and come back knowing that an entire side or part is ready to come off. Well guys, that came together quite nice. Now we don't have all the answers, and so if you have any ideas or suggestions on how you would mount that or even produce this project on your CNC, leave those comments right down below. Now projects like this we're planning to make available so that you can make these on your CNC systems. To be notified of when projects like this will become available, I recommend you jump on over to our website at legacywoodworking.com and sign up for our email list. For the next project, we're going to be making a wall clock, so keep an eye out for that next video. Now, if you're interested in learning more about legacy CNC machines, You can always check out more videos right here on our YouTube channel. We have lots of playlists and lots of cutting demonstrations for projects. But if you want more details, I recommend jumping back over to our website at legacywoodworking.com. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in that next video.